Hello, welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. I'm gonna make some turkey chili. I'm just like, I feel like, I don't know, it's cold. It's like I'm in a chili mood, and we made a delicious chili on this channel before, but we're gonna make a turkey chili this time. So I'm gonna start by doing the spice blend. Now, I have another video, I'll look for it to see if I can tag it here, where I talked about different types of seasonings and how important it is to read the label. So I love this chili powder blend from Whole Foods, but if you look at it, it's not just chili powder. Now I know it says chili powder, but see that little word right there? It says blend. And that's important because this one has oregano and cumin and coriander and garlic. So there's other things in here besides just the chili powder. Now I have just plain chili powder also, but then I'm going to have to add those things, the cumin and the oregano, because I'm making chili. I happen to love this blend. You can use whatever blend you want. I just encourage you to read the label because sometimes it'll say chili powder and there'll be other things in it. So anyways, it's chili. We're going to start with this. So we're going to do about 4 teaspoons or so of the chili powder. We're just going to mix all of it together in this little bowl. It's not a see, I just got more. It's not a perfect science here, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. Just get like in the neighborhood, right? Of 4. Was that 3 or was that 4? We'll do a little more because I'm not sure. Okay. So that's our chili powder. Now I love smoked paprika. Paprika is red pepper, just like ground up. I just think it gives such a delicious taste, and the smoked variety has just even better flavors. I'm gonna do like 1.5 of smoked paprika. Delicious. And then I'm using my 1/2 teaspoon just to have a clean spoon because those both got that spoon a little dirty. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of, this is pink Himalayan salt. So we'll add a little salt to this, and I'm gonna do probably half that much, or maybe just the same. See how much I have here. Pepper. Yeah. 1 teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. Okay. So this is just me doing my mise en place, which is just getting everything ready before I start making the dish, because it makes it so much less stressful in the kitchen. I can't tell you this enough. I see so many young cooks, or new cooks, even if they're not young, I guess, in the kitchen, just like struggling and running around like a chicken with a head cut off. And that used to be me too, okay? But I have learned over the years that if you just do this little bit of early prep and get things ready, pull all the ingredients out, mix all the things together, open everything that needs to be opened before you start, it just makes the whole thing a breeze. If you've been here before, you know that I don't like onion. So if you like onion, go crazy, okay? Me, I don't like it. I'm going to put a little bit. This is a ginormous onion, but some of it didn't look so good, so I have it pulled apart. I'm going to pulverize this onion to within an inch of its life. But if you don't want to do that, you can just dice the onion up and you're going to saute it. I'm going to pulverize it so that I can try to get rid of it. And I know what you're saying, like, just don't add it. Okay. And you don't have to if you don't want to. You do not have to add the onion. But I'm here to tell you that it definitely adds something to the dish to have it in there, but I don't want to bite into it. So like I said, I'm just going to puree it into nothingness. But it does add something. Like, I don't know what it is, a sweetness, just a something that is lovely. So I do want it to be in there. I just don't want to bite into it because no me gusta. So I'm going to dice it up. Now, like I said, you can just dice it up and saute it, but I'm going to dice it up and pulverize it. This is like 1/2 of a really large onion, and I think that's going to be plenty. I have the babiest of food processors, and I wrestle with it all the time. I think everyone who's ever used a food processor probably feels the same. Like, why is this never going together? But everyone told me the key to this is to put it on the base empty with no blade in it, and then put the blade in. So much easier. All right, we've got our Dutch oven heating up here on the stove. I've got it right now on medium-high heat. I'm going to use my Grassa olive oil. I'm just going to put a little squig here in the bottom of my pan, just enough to get things crack-a-lack in here. And then my pulverized, like I said, you don't have to do this. You could just do chopped onion. My pulverized onion into that oil. And we're just going to just fry this up for a minute to get it cooked. When the onion is blended up as fine as I did, it cooks up pretty quick. So this is going to happen fast. When I do the ground beef and pork version, I usually brown the meat first. And I take it out, and then I cook the onions and the seasonings in the juices from the meat. I just think turkey doesn't really benefit that much. It doesn't like pick up flavor the way that pork or beef does when you brown it. So I don't bother with the turkey. I'm just gonna put it in here and brown it once I get my onions cooked up a little bit and my seasonings bloomed. Then we'll put the turkey in. All right, our onion's been cooking for a minute. And now I'm going to add my dry seasoning mix that we made at the beginning into the bottom of the pot with the onions. And we're just going to toast the seasonings for just like 30 seconds to a minute. Here, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Just to bring out, and you'll, as soon as they hit the pan, you'll smell it. You'll smell the seasonings and you'll be like, oh wow, that smells like chili. So you don't want them to burn. So we're just going to do this for like 30 seconds. Okay, there's my tomato paste. So I'm also going to just give that a little bit of a bloom here in the pan. Again, just 30 seconds. Nothing crazy, just to get some of that raw tomato flavor out. Okay, now I'm going to add the pound of ground turkey to the pan to brown it up. I bought 93% lean, 7% fat turkey, so that's not, they make 99% lean turkey. I think for something like this, it's not as good. Can you do it? Of course, but the turkey with a little bit higher fat content is going to do better in a dish like this. Chili is a very much trust the process type thing, so we're just going to toss this around a little bit, brown up our turkey, get everything kind of jamming before we put in, I'm going to use chicken stock. You could totally use turkey stock, veggie stock, whatever kind of stock you want. Or if you wanted to make this more like a traditional chili, you could use tomato sauce and maybe some crushed tomatoes or rotel and make it tomato forward. I'm going to do a white bean, so I'm going to make this less tomatoey, more creamy. All right, that's looking pretty delicious to me. So now I'm going to add some chicken bone broth. How much? I don't know. I'm going to put like a couple of cups. Come on, you know me, I put the whole box. I can't just have a little bit left over. All right, well, the chili behind me is coming to a simmer. I'm going to open some white northern beans or great northern beans, or sometimes they're called, what's the name they're called? Can't think of it right now. But I'm just using white beans. You can use whatever kind of beans that you want to. And I'm going to give these, they're not in sauce, they're just like in salt water. So I'm going to open them and I'm going to put them in a strainer, and then I'm going to give them a quick little rinse just to rinse off the excess salt water that they're stored in. And then we'll add that to our pot. So, let me rinse these. Okay, let's add our rinsed and strained beans carefully into the hot liquid here. I want this to come up to a boil, and then I'm going to cover it and turn it on low and just let it cook for a couple of hours. Anywhere, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, every hour longer you go, the richer and the thicker. It's personal preference. All right, our chili is done. Like I said, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It doesn't really matter. The longer you cook it, the thicker it will get. I put a little cornstarch slurry in it to try to thicken it up, but it's still pretty thin because I put the whole box of chicken stock in it. So you could certainly put less chicken stock, and that would help you with that. But sometimes people want it to be thin. I mean, it's just totally up to you. I tend to like thick. I like thick soup. I like thick everything. Here's the cheddar cheese that I shredded. That's my doorbell. Be right back. Okay, I put some cheddar cheese. You could certainly put sour cream. You could eat it with chips. You can do whatever makes you happy. You could have put veggies in it if you wanted to. Chili's so versatile. Let's give it a taste. It's hot. Too hot. Absolutely delicious. Much lighter than the other version I made with the pork and the beef. But really good, hearty, great flavor. Love it, actually. 10 out of 10 recommend.